trying to mess with my
stories. Here we
formula.
go. Welcome back, everyone. I have with me Solar Sandy. And Solar Sandy, I am so excited about having you on, and you've been with me for the last 5 years. Ever since I've known you, you have been so passionate, and today you came in and you said, Carol, I am so excited because over the weekend, I'm just going to go straight with this, I gave out, hundreds of checks, thousands of checks.
Dollars.
I'm looking at it here. One is $1833 for this family.
So tell them what it is, Carol.
And explain it to them exactly what you did with everybody here. I love the way you do this.
So in March, when COVID happened, I knew that everybody was going to be up against some challenges, especially because APS, please listen, my APS families out there, APS has a massive, substantial, dramatic, I can't say it enough, it is going to be a huge increase. If you thought the one was bad in 2017 and you thought the one was bad in 2018, this is going to be as bad or worse. So I knew this year, because people were going to be home more, it's been a hotter spring and it's turning out to be a hotter summer than last, we are using more electricity. Our power bills are not going to go away, they're not going to go down, and they're not going to go away. So I said, what can I do to help? And being that I'm a retired registered nurse, I wanted to help my fellow Arizona families in whatever way I could. Well, I couldn't go back out and work on the front lines as a nurse. I said, I can help people with their power bills. So I helped a number of people with 3 months of their APS bill or SRP bill and 3 months of solar panel payments. And yesterday I had the pleasure of going out and see my families personally and deliver them their checks, and you can check it out on Facebook. I am not a videographer. The Facebook videos are not that great. I just want to say that. But they're
darling.
They're actually
you know
kind of
why?
They're actually kind of comical.
They're awesome, and the reason why is because they're real.
Yeah, so it was really great funny. But the nicest part of this was I got to spend some time with families that I helped go solar in March and April. And you know, they remember me saying that I was going to pay 3 months of their APS bill and 3 months of their solar panel payment. But when they had me when I went to their house yesterday and I got to just visit with them, that's the difference between me and all the other solar companies out there. I truly care about your family and making sure you're going to achieve the maximum savings and benefits. If not, you might as well stay with the power company. As much as I detest APS and detest SRP and their rate increases, and you know, listen folks, it's a kilowatt. The same kilowatt that APS is going to sell to you or SRP is going to sell to you, when I can show you how to produce that kilowatt, PYOP, produce your own power, paying less per kilowatt than you're currently paying to the power company, a kilowatt is a kilowatt. And I make it really, really simple. My APS families, after going solar with me, have 0 APS bills. Not only do they have 0 APS bills, but once a year in January, they will be getting a check from APS that is going to cover $50 to $100 of their solar panel investment. You're paying APS, you're flushing money down the APS toilet. You're paying SRP, you're flushing money down the SRP toilet. There is no ROI paying the power company, and you will never pay them off. Owning your own power plant on your own roof is locking in your power rates. You'll never go through another power rate increase again. You'll never see your bills go up again. And with my APS families, I will completely get rid of your APS monthly bill, and APS will send you a check once a year, and that's as if they were paying $50 to $100 of your power bill.
It's amazing. What you do is amazing.
Thank you, Carol.
And the story is that you started to do this for your daughter, not because you were working or anything like that. She needed help.
I couldn't
called
pay,
mom, and you
pay,
couldn't do it.
I couldn't pay her bill.
But the thing that is that you are the kind of person that you are, and you went and you did some research. The research that you found, well, one guy wasn't that great. You weren't getting the answers, and if you don't know Solar Sandy, you're going to know. She wants to know the answers, and she wants to make sure they're right. This was your family that you were trying to help.
My daughter. Yeah.
It was her daughter, her grandchildren that were living in the house. And when all is said and done, you, because you were a nurse, because of the different maths that you had to do.
It wasn't 1 + 1 kind of math, Carol. It was 1 + 1 equals, if I gave the wrong dosage, it meant somebody's life or death. So I did a lot of complicated math. I'm 59, so there was no smartphones back then, Carol. And it was very, very specific that I figured this out for my daughter. We've all heard the bad solar stories. And listen, everyone, I would rather educate you about your power bills, about the rate plans, APS or SRP, and have you educated on how you're consuming electricity, because you're consuming it every single day, and you're going to pay a power bill every single month, every single year, year after year, decade after decade. I would rather sit down and educate you so you understand your power bill, and then we will evaluate whether this makes sense or not. If it does, great. It's quite simple. There's no money out of pocket to get started saving, and you're going to now, in July, get 6 months of your solar panel payments made, and you start by
going to her website and pulling up the kilowatt worksheet and filling it out. And the website is asksolarsandy.com. Go up there. She cracked the kilowatt code is what she did, and she's made such a stir in this industry that there are people out there, listen, there are a lot of people out there that sell solar, we know it, okay, but they're going to come and knocking on your door, and you're not going to get the right information. What you get with Solar Sandy is Solar Sandy, and she's going to talk to you about she's going to come in, she's going to talk to you about your bills, find out what the programs that you're on, maybe you're on the wrong one. She's going to talk to you about the kind of house that you're in, what your needs are. These other people don't do that.
What your desired temperature is, if you have a pool or no pool. Maybe you've only lived in the house for 3 months. Please, if you've only lived in your house 1 month, 2 months, less than 12 months, and somebody comes and knocks on your door, please check with me before you go solar with them. If you end up with not enough panels and happen to be placed on the wrong rate plan, you are going to still end up with an APS bill. The same thing in SRP. If you don't end up with the right number of panels on the right rate plan, this is not going to turn out well for you. This is why I say, Carol, I would rather somebody stay with the power company than go solar wrong with the wrong company. I have enough families, if you go on my website and watch my YouTube, and all of the families that are there talking about me are all organic, none of them are compensated. These are families that have gone solar with me and have experienced the zero bills and checks back from APS, and are experiencing next to zero bills with SRP.
I've seen them. I have them in here in my file. They are negative bills, and what's really neat about it is that each month they compile on top of one another. By the end of the year, you're getting a check back from APS, which is pretty cool the way that happens. Who wouldn't want that?
Exactly, and there's a deadline coming up, everyone. There's 2 very important deadlines, actually 3. One, APS's buyback rate, the way that I get you getting a zero APS bill and a check back, is going to be going down as of the end of August. Rates are going up, and they say they're going to wait till December. Typically, when APS raises rates, they do it in August or September, when we're still using a lot of electricity. They slide that increase in there as if we're not going to notice our bill went up $50 to $100 more, and they're going to chalk it up that you're using more electricity. No, the rates are going up. You got your notice in January, your rates are going up. SRP people, we are not off the hook either. When APS raises rates, APS and SRP share grid and infrastructure within the state of Arizona. They are not dictated, and they are not mandated by the Corporation Commission. They have a board of directors that choose when and how much they raise the rates. So when APS has a significant rate increase like that's coming up, SRP, I can't tell you exactly when, but they will not be far behind. Why? Because they can.
Go to the website, fill out the kilowatt worksheet. It's really simple, and if you can't, there's somebody there that can help you to do it as well. The phone number to call her is 623-850-8229. She has helped many, many people in the 5 years that you've been coming with me, and I think it's almost 6 now. We're going into our 6th year. I'll tell you something. I've seen them. I've seen them myself. I've been out to dinner with some of the people with you, where I'm just you and I'm having dinner with you, but they start talking about you. Some of them are in tears because they're so grateful for what you have done and what you teach them.
Well, I'm humbled by that, Carol, and I decided when my daughter was my first household, I said, I'm going to help families, and we'll come back and talk about that next.
623-850-8229. Give her a call. We're still live on Facebook, so you can still continue to talk if you want a little bit.
Hello, I'm thirsty. So APS, this is gonna be a huge rate increase, everybody. Huge, 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 huge.
So the thing is that people don't really read their bills. They don't even know how.
No, they don't. It's like,
They still don't. They don't even want to look at it.
I was gonna bring it in today because I was running.
It's okay.
I have, and I'll put it on my website for everybody to go see. On the APS bills, all the fees, taxes, and surcharges, I have now got a glossary of what all those fees, taxes, and surcharges are. There's one that I really am going to highlight on my website for I want everybody to see this. It is a surcharge where you're essentially paying for when somebody goes solar, your neighbor or across the street, APS is not making as much money on them anymore because they lost them to solar. You and your household on your bill is paying a surcharge for those people's profit loss that APS is incurring. So you're essentially what it is, you're paying for other people to go solar on your bill. I say if you can't beat them, join them and produce your own kilowatts, PYOP, produce your own power on your own roof, paying less than per kilowatt than the power company. As I say to everybody, when we take it down to the nth degree about your kilowatts, APS's kilowatts are not gold plated, they are not wrapped in sparkly paper, they are not delivered by a limousine, they are delivered over a dirty power line. A kilowatt is a kilowatt is a kilowatt. And the reason that it costs more from APS's for their kilowatts, when it comes over the power line, they lose electricity as they're transmitting. So it takes more electricity generated to deliver the amount of electricity. So they're charging for their inefficient way to send us electricity. Why not, here's a thought, produce clean kilowatts on your own roof at a lower cost per kilowatt, get rid of those fees, taxes, and surcharges. I can't get rid of them entirely, but your credit, because you're going to sell electricity back to their grid instead of them selling you theirs, and you're going to create money credits, not kilowatt credits, actual dollar for dollar credits on your bill. Those credits, money credits, will pay whatever fees, taxes, or surcharges you still owe to APS, creating a zero APS bill, and then an additional credit that rolls forward to the next and subsequent months. At the end of December, your last APS bill, whatever your credit balance is, if it's over $25, and if it's me, you will be, unless you've gone solar the last week in December. But if you've gone solar with me, you've built up those credits, it's over $25, they send you a check in January. Well, that was... Where did we leave off? Where did we leave off?
With on the show, that you're going to come back and talk about. I don't remember. I'm going to make it up.
What were we talking about?
So welcome back. We have been talking. I've been sitting here listening to Solar Sandy educate us on Facebook what is happening, and I love that.
Oh, so we were talking during the break on Facebook Live. I have got a glossary, and I'm going to put it up on my website, about all the charges, the fees, taxes, and surcharges that APS gets to charge you on your bill. And there's one I want to call to everybody's attention. There is one charge that says that they can charge you for their losses, their profit, their losses. They're not profiting. When somebody goes solar on your block, that means they're not buying all their electricity from APS. So that is essentially a loss. So they get to charge you a fee on your bill for that person who just went solar. So I say to everyone, I challenge everyone, why would you want to continue paying a power bill where you're paying for somebody else's solar instead of producing your own clean kilowatts on your own roof and paying less per kilowatt than you're currently paying? And it's going to go up dramatically. I can't say this enough, everyone. Right now, we have all had a challenging year, and we are still going through it, and we will get through it together. We're Americans, and we're going to come through it. People all rally together and help one another through this, and we will come through this. And that's why I'm doing this program July 1st that's going to pay 6 months of your solar panel payments. And for my APS family, that essentially means you're not going to have a power bill for 6 months. My SRP people, 6 months of solar panel payments. And you may, it's a little bit different formula. My lowest bill to date in SRP is $21.43.
I love that.
So I am really, really, really here to help you PYOP, produce your own electricity, produce your own power, paying less than you're currently paying to the power company, adding value to your home. Right now, that's the reason why you bought your home instead of renting. It's why you own a car rather than renting it. Because if you rent a home, the landlord can raise your rent at any time and you're paying his mortgage. It's why you own your own home. Well, this is the second biggest expense that you and your family will have over your lifetime, and there's no option to it. You will consume today, tomorrow, and every single day thereafter electricity. So this will be the second biggest expense that we have in our life. Why not pay less for it and never pay those rate increases with APS and SRP again?
Why not pick up the phone and have her talk to you about how to read that bill, understanding what it is? You're going to get an eye-opening right there. And then you find out, she'll sit down and talk to you. Okay, this is what you have here, your home, whether you've been living into it for, you don't even have to be living into it. You've helped my friend, that Debbie, that you helped there. She will help you understand this. She's going to walk you through it, and what I know, what she does with everyone that I love too. Solar Sandy's not just here. She doesn't work for a solar company. Solar Sandy is independent, and she works for herself.
Talk about something exciting, everyone. I'm going to be on the Dennis Prager show here in 3 to 4 weeks, and why have I been invited on that show? Let me tell you. I don't know if you know Dennis Prager, but he exposes frauds and scams, and he does a lot of consumer advocacy and alerts. And he's heard of me for the last 5 years exposing the power companies, and I'm also bringing an attention to and a spotlight on the bad solar companies. Okay, I want people to be educated. I would rather educate you, and I have a formula that I can show you, and you can put it up against anybody's proposal to see if they're telling you the truth or not, and ask them for proof. Proof is in the bills, and if they can't show you the bills, then tell them thank you very much, because this is going to be the power source on your family's home for a lifetime. And I want you to do your due diligence, and if you don't know how to do your due diligence, I will help you do your due diligence. And if you're on the right path with another company, I will tell you you're on the right path. Great. This is good. But if you're not, I'm going to tell you why or why not, and maybe what I would do differently, and have that opportunity to make sure that you get it right. Because once those panels are on your roof, I've had people call me, Carol. They've gone solar with another company, and they call me and say, Solar Sandy, we didn't hear your show, we didn't hear your ad, we didn't see you on Facebook. We went solar, and now we've got a solar panel payment, and we've got this huge power bill. What on earth? And there's some recommendations and some things I can do, but it's better to do it right the first time, because if you do it right the first time, then there's no going back and having to fix anything.
When she said that the proof is in the bills, that's what she has. That's different. I mean, not only that, I happen to know other things that she does have in her little tool belt there that she does have that no one else has. And the best thing to do is to sit down and talk to her, let her come. It's a free, no obligation consultation. Sit down, and she loves to do this. This is her passion, and you can feel it, you can hear it. The phone number to call her direct at 623-850-8229. Her website is asksolarsandy.com. Go up there and fill out that cool kilowatt worksheet.
And I know what we were going to talk about when we came back is yesterday I had the opportunity to go out and see some of my families and take them their checks, and I had big checks for them so we could take pictures of it.
I love the way you do that.
And then just sit down with them, and sometimes it was as little as they forgot to move over. Actually, some of them, they moved over from the old rate plan that they were on. They moved over to the rate plan that I recommended. And guess what APS did? They moved them back. So we don't know what's quite going on with APS, but we don't like it. And so I met with 5 people yesterday. We were out all afternoon. Monique and I were out all afternoon delivering checks and visiting with our families. That is the difference between me and the other guys. I care about your family. I care about the outcome. I care about you achieving the maximum savings and benefits, and I follow your bills for an entire year to catch exactly what Dawn and Jeannie experienced. And they got a check yesterday for I forget what it was, but I had so many of them that I was delivering.
This one.
Donna, they got $809 yesterday, 3 months of their power bills and 3 months of their solar panel payments. They are the nicest couple. Hi Jeannie, hi Dawn, and their little dogs, Bill and Vanessa. They are in SRP. They got a check for $1,833. And this is Tammy and Larry Fisher. They got a check yesterday for $900. And they are just, you know what, every one of my families, my solar families,
I've seen it.
I love my families. And, you know, they kind of like me too. So,
And you know, you can see her also on
It's
Facebook.
not like work. It's not like work, because when I get up every day, I wonder, who am I going out to help? Who needs help with their power bills? Who needs a little help? We all need a little help right now.
And this is her proven system. It is a proven program that she created, this kilowatt worksheet that she created. It's the same one that you originally did, and it's awesome because you know what? She killed the code. She is out there. People are
Crack the kilowatt code.
they're amazed by you.
You know, APS doesn't like me very much, but it's with, you know what, like I said, I cracked
like,
the kilowatt
okay.
code. It's their rate plans.
If you've not heard Solar Sandy, you should give her a call. If you have, you should even call her no matter what. Let her talk to you again. She doesn't care how many times. She wants to explain this to you. If it works,
Education.
great. It's all about the education of it. If it works, fantastic. If it isn't, then you go on your merry way. The number to call her is 623-850-8229. It's AskSolarSandy.com.
You know, Carol, it's like you said, it all started with, you know, the circumstances I was in. I wasn't able to actually afford to be able to help my daughter pay a bill. So who would have thought not being able to pay my own daughter's power bill would have resulted in Ask Solar Sandy? And I thought, you know, I helped my daughter and I helped 14 of her neighbors. And my daughter was the one who said, Mom, I wonder how many other people are getting bad information from some of these these solar salesmen. And I said, I don't know. She says, Mom, but you've explained it and you make it so simple to understand. And she's the one who encouraged me. I couldn't go back to being a nurse because of my injuries to my back. And I said, I feel now I'm helping people with their electrical health instead of their medical health.
And it is.
And this is so important.
Look at how hot it is right now. Ladies and
my
gentlemen,
gosh.
and it's going to get hotter. And if you think that it's going to be a short period of time, it's not. Because we're going to be hotter even in December. It's like
It's
that.
117 degrees out there. Monique and I were out there delivering checks and putting them out in people's yards and signs up.
And
it
some
was,
people
it
live
was
in
hot.
these homes that, my gosh, they're older folks.
Well,
that
Dawn
are
and
living.
Jeannie were keeping their house at 80 to 82 degrees, and now they're not.
And by the way, when you do that, that heat that's out there just makes it even worse. Why shouldn't you be able to do your laundry whenever you want? Why shouldn't you be able to live in your home more comfortably and, more importantly, more affordably?
Absolutely, Carol.
It's all about that. And what I love about you the most is that you are so passionate about every single one of your solar families. You love them. And she does follow you afterwards. Who else does that? No one. She will sit down with you. She will explain it to you. Get that second opinion. Do not do anything before you've talked to Solar Sandy.
And honestly, if it doesn't make sense, you will be more educated about your consumption and your rate plans and all the rest of it after I've left than before I came. Who doesn't want to understand the on-peak and off-peak and demand and all the rest of it and all these charges? I'll break it down for you. And believe you me, I want you to understand PYOP, producer own power, paying less for it, makes sense for almost everybody.
The number to call is 623-850-8229. It's AskSolarSandy.com.
That was a really good
That was
show.
awesome.
That was a really good